Hey guys, so in this video, we're gonna talk about the customer value journey. Now, the customer value journey is what it is, right? It's the journey that a customer takes through your business. So from awareness all the way to promoter, the customer journey are the steps that your prospects, that your customers take as they get to know your business a little bit more. Now, if you've heard about the customer value journey before and one of our other products, do not skip this video because I put a little twist on the value journey to make it really specific to traffic, since that's what this workshop is about. So let's get right into it.
Hey guys, so now we're going to talk about the customer value journey and where traffic fits into your business. So most marketers are doing what you see on the screen here, doing what you see in this meme. This is a little ridiculous, but hilarious. So for our first date, I was thinking we could figure out names for our children, right? This is what most marketers are doing to prospects and customers, whether they know it or not. Most people have a product or service and think that they can just run an ad directly to people who have never heard of them before and ask them to buy. Unfortunately, that's just not how human psychology works. And if you relate it to dating, right, it would be exactly what you see on this screen, which 95% of you would probably say, wow, if I'm dating or I have dated in my life, I would think that is pretty creepy, right? It's just not the normal sequence in a relationship to meet someone and ask them to get married or start talking about children on the first date. But unfortunately, this is what marketers are doing. And I'm here to teach you how to not do this, right? How to actually build a traffic system that automates the relationship so that you aren't this person. But we aren't going to overcompensate and stay in the friend zone, right? Listen, I really like you. And she says, oh, I like you too. You're a good friend, right? So I'm not saying that we're going to go all branding, right? This is still direct response marketing. And we're not going to overcompensate and have you waste money and never get people to actually buy. So it's really about finding the happy medium between these two scenarios. And that's really where the customer value journey comes into play. And here's how to not be that gal or that guy. Now, write this down. The role of marketing is to move prospects and customers seamlessly and subtly through each stage of the value journey. And traffic is simply the road between the steps of the value journey. And I'm about to show you exactly what the value journey is. This is the value journey canvas. It's available to download in your worksheet. This is a very important process that we teach at Digital Marketer, even when we're not talking about traffic, when we're just talking about marketing in general. And these are the steps that customers take as they ascend through any business, no matter what product you're serving, no matter what market you're speaking to. So if you can really understand this journey and you can start to think about how you are facilitating this journey for your customers, running traffic is going to be pretty simple for you. So first, I'm going to walk through this canvas. I'm going to show you what each stage is, and then we're going to break it down and we're going to talk about really how traffic comes into play here so that you can start planning your campaigns. You can start auditing what you already have if you do have any traffic assets, and we can get into the nitty-gritty, super fun, tactical stuff. So this is the value journey canvas. The first step is aware, right? And you see the people that are sad or frustrated or angry right there before they hop into the aware state. Our goal is to move them through this journey so that at the end, when they are finished consuming your product or service, they've experienced your product or service, they come out a transformed individual. They come out a better individual. If your product or service does not transform your people for the better, then it might not be a product or service that you should be selling. So the goal of this value journey is to ensure that we are transforming lives, that we are taking people from this unsatisfied before state to this happy and satisfied after state. We'll talk more about before and after when we get into writing copy in the next module, but this is the goal of the value journey canvas. Now, the first step is aware. So someone might become aware of your business through many different ways, right? With Allen's Boots, they became aware because someone was walking down the street and they saw the store. They also became aware when they went to Google and they were looking for boots and they found Allen's Boots, right? For WAG, people became aware of that app because they saw the video ad in their newsfeed, or maybe because one of their friends referred them to the app. The awareness stage is simply about someone becoming aware that your company exists, that your product or service exists, that they might even have a problem that needs to be solved. And usually it comes through some sort of ad, or they hear about you via a referral. So start thinking for each of these steps, how are people currently becoming aware of my product or service? There has to be some way, right? So you do have a blank canvas in your workbook. So as we go along here, start to think about, okay, currently, right? Not in dream world, not to where we're going to go. Currently, how do people become aware of your company, of your product, of the pain point that they have? After someone becomes aware, right? So they've met you. If we're equating this to relationships, you then move into the engage stage. Now, this is where, to quote Ryan Deiss, a glance turns into a stare, right? So they know that you exist, but now they've had some sort of real interaction with you, right? And through online marketing, this can be done, with a prospect reading a blog post. Maybe they engage on social media, they watch a video, they visit your website, they like your YouTube channel. They have some sort of touch point with your business that's beyond just glancing, right? They get value from you. You answer, a question that they have that's related to your market. You educate them in some way. You are engaging with this person, right? This is like the initial conversation that you have with a real human when you meet them in person. It's the conversation that makes you think, I might actually kind of be interested in this person, right? Even as a friend, they have something useful and fun and entertaining to talk about. I am engaged. So how are you engaging people in your business? Or are you trying to take them from aware, hey, we exist, all the way to convert, you should buy? Unfortunately, relationships just don't work that way. Now, the next step is subscribe. So this is essentially the ability to follow up with someone. This is a prospect raising their hand and saying, I want this to be an ongoing relationship. So it looks something like a prospect opts in to receive gated content, right? Or what we would call a lead magnet. Maybe they sign up for some sort of checklist that you're giving away, a newsletter, but they've raised their hand and they say, I want to continue this conversation. You made me aware, you engaged me, I liked it, and therefore I would like for this relationship to continue. You have permission to follow up with me. That is the subscribe stage. And again, this is something that a lot of people skip over in their business because they think, oh, this doesn't apply. I'm B2B or I sell physical products. There are many ways to get someone to subscribe. Maybe they visit your website and now you have the ability to follow up with them, right? But this is all about getting the permission to follow up with this person. So again, start thinking about, do you have any campaigns in your business that are currently facilitating the subscribe state? Now, the next state is where most people think they should be starting, right? Or it's where they try to start. And then they come to me and they say, Molly, this isn't working. And it's not working because you are the meme of the woman that I showed you on the first slide in this video. The convert state is when a prospect makes a small purchase, also what we would call a tripwire, or schedules a demo. So this is where they essentially show commitment. They've converted, and people show commitment through two ways. They're either going to commit with their money or their time. So this doesn't have to be a $7 tripwire, right? This could be any sort of commitment. Maybe they signed up for a webinar, they scheduled a demo, they scheduled a call with you. You have a time set to meet in person. They purchase some sort of really small dollar offer for you, right? This is the entry point offer for WAG. When someone downloads that app, cool, the conversion is beginning to happen. This will lead them to making further commitments. So what do you have at the convert state? And the convert state is not, I sell, $20,000 marketing packages, right? The convert state is something that's a lot easier to say yes to. The convert state is not, great, I sold a swimming pool that I'm now going to install. Again, the convert state is a much smaller commitment, but it's something that we can absolutely automate with paid traffic. So again, what do you currently have in your business at the convert state? The next step is excite. And this is looked over by a ton of people, right? They're like, okay, I got them to buy the tripwire, but they never bought anything else. And it's like, yeah, did they actually get good value from that initial transaction? Was your webinar good? Did you deliver value on the demo that they scheduled? Was the product that you sold them at $7 actually of value? Did they enjoy it? It's not just that they're making a small purchase and spending that money or spending that time. That's the reason that they convert. It's because it was such a low barrier. It was such a low barrier to entry. It was such an easy yes. And then they got enormous value. So now they're excited. Excite is the next step. And it's incredibly important because if they don't get value and they're not excited, they're definitely not going to buy your core offer, your upsells, the things that you really want them to buy, the things that are going to actually make money in your business. And of course, there are ways to automate the excite process via traffic also. The next step is ascend, and this is what, people are used to. After they're excited, it's easy to sell the core offer, right? It's easy to sell your upsells, whether you sell the same product over and over, whether you sell other products, right? Once you sell that first pair of boots, it's easy to get them to come back in and buy other items or more pairs of boots if they got a quality experience from the first product that they bought. With WAG, it's easy to get them to schedule other dog walks and, dog sitting sessions if they had a good experience with the first convert, if they had a good experience with the convert stage, they got excited, the ascension is easy. This is also incredibly easy to automate via paid traffic. And of course, start thinking about what core offers, what upsells do you have in your business that you can use to monetize. This is a really underutilized area of the value journey in terms of running ads. It's really easy to retarget people and get them to buy your core offer and your upsell if you've done the other stages correctly. And then the last two, the next is advocate. So they were a successful customer and they give a testimonial and case study, right? Really powerful as you begin to think about referrals and word of mouth and how people are hearing about you. Do you have a process in your business for not only ensuring that your customers are successful, but also getting them to give you testimonials and case studies? Very important. Other people need to know that people like them have had success with your product or service. And then the last, promote. Successful customer tells friends about your brand. If the rest of these steps are done correctly and thoroughly, this last stage, as long as you give them a platform to promote, they're going to do it, right? This one's going to happen organically because you have given such a good experience, because you have really changed this person from this undesirable before state to a desirable after state. So take a second, guys, really look at this value journey canvas in your business. Start to fill out at which stages, right? Not just traffic campaigns, but at which stages do I have anything in place to help people move down this journey. So go ahead, pause the video, make some notes. It'll start to really help you understand at which stage you need to plug holes, right? At which stage do you really need to focus? And after you unpause this video, we're going to walk further into how traffic really comes into play here. So the value journey consists of multiple marketing campaigns that work together to move someone from aware to promoter. So like I said in the slide that said, write this down, the job of marketing is to move people subtly through this value journey canvas, right? That's the job of marketing, every step, to move them from one step to the other. So it would make sense that marketing campaigns, right? That the journey would be built of multiple campaigns that work together to move people from aware to promoter. So this is what your business should look like when you are at the peak of your marketing, right? Even at Digital Marketer, we're not necessarily totally here, right? But if you can sit down and say, I have a marketing campaign for each step of this journey, and it's subtly, each campaign subtly hands off to the next one to move people through this journey, you will win, right? You should think about it almost like an assembly line. One campaign is leading into the next campaign. But unfortunately, most businesses do this, right? Okay, Molly, I have this marketing campaign, I have this traffic campaign, and it's not working. And I'll say, well, why isn't it working? Well, it's not generating leads and sales. Okay, well, who are you running traffic to? Well, I'm running traffic to people who have never heard of me before. And I say, oh, okay, so people that are more in the aware stage, right? Or engage, even subscribe. The campaign that you're running sounds like it should be there to facilitate step 1 through 3 of the customer value journey. Therefore, your expectations should not be leads and sales. Your expectations should be success metrics around aware, engagement, and subscribe. But unfortunately, a lot of people think that one marketing campaign, one traffic campaign can miraculously take someone from this before state to this after state. And that is just not how it works. You must think of this as a step-by-step, multi-touch process. So if people aren't thinking like this, a lot of people think like this, right? Well, I have a campaign and the goal is to go from aware, engage, subscribe, convert to excite. This is even too much to ask of one marketing campaign. It's a little bit better than the one I showed you before, but this is too much to ask. We have to break this down a little bit further. Every business should have at least one campaign for every 3 steps of the journey. And that's really what this entire workshop is going to be built around. Very, very important. Every business should have at least one campaign for every 3 steps of the customer journey. So aware, engage, subscribe. It would be okay to have one campaign that facilitates those 3 steps. But this image includes 5. It's just too many. So one campaign for every 3 steps of the journey. If you can have one campaign for each step, that's wonderful. But we're not going for absolute perfection inside of this workshop, right? We're trying to get a minimum viable traffic system going. So you might be thinking, Molly, what is a marketing campaign, right? So you're telling me that, each step of this journey or every 3 steps of this journey needs a marketing campaign. What is a marketing campaign? And a marketing campaign really consists of 2 things. Number 1, content. Number 2, a traffic source. So if you think about content as the vehicle that moves people from step to step, and you think about traffic as the road that the vehicle is driving along from step to step, this is going to make creating these campaigns a lot easier for you. Now, when I say content, a lot of people think blog post, right? When I use content in this workshop or in life period, I'm talking about what is the asset that you're actually running traffic to. So a piece of content can be used, different pieces of content will be used along this journey. It might be a blog post. It might be a video. A sales page is a piece of content. A landing page getting people to opt in for a lead magnet is a piece of content. A lead magnet itself is a piece of content. So really you have to think about what traffic source am I using, right? Where am I trying to move someone? Am I trying to move them from aware to engage? Okay, what piece of content am I using, right? So where am I sending traffic to, and what traffic source am I using as the road to facilitate the vehicle? So I'm going to go through the value journey one more time, but in relation to what I just taught you with content and traffic source, because I think it's really, really important for you to understand. And I'm going to use examples from all kinds of different businesses, different traffic sources, different pieces of content. In this workshop, we'll be focusing heavily on Facebook and a bit on Google and YouTube. So you will see different traffic sources throughout this value journey. The goal here is not for you to start to think, okay, I'm going to do Facebook here, Google here, YouTube here. Oh my gosh, I need all of this content. We will show you how to do this step by step. What I'm teaching you here is how to think about this process. So you will need to replicate this customer journey. You will not need to replicate this customer journey exactly like I said. It's just here to help you understand how traffic moves people. So let's talk about the aware stage. And the case study I'm going to use here is digital marketer. So the campaign goal here would be to move someone from aware to engage. This is a marketing campaign, guys. The content is a branding video. So we're not really sending traffic offline here. The content is simply a branding video that we're going to upload to our traffic source, which is a Facebook video views campaign. And the call to action is, in the war between sales and marketing, watch this video. Pretty simple. We're living right here in the value journey. We're living between the aware to engage stage. The goal of this campaign is to move someone from aware to engage. Now, here is the ad. It says, are you brave enough to end the war? That's right. There's a war and it's happening in your company. It's a bloody battle between sales and marketing. Every day they work hard, or they work against each other. It's not that either are bad or stupid. They're just not on the same page. You need step-by-step marketing and sales training that aligns your north and south. It's time to end your war. Digital Marketer HQ can help, right? So there is a passive call to action for the product here in this video ad, but that is not the goal of this campaign. When I'm measuring the success of this campaign, I'm looking at how many people watch.
Marketing and sales.
Marketing wins again.
2 departments that should be on the same team.
Beat it, sales boy.
But all too often, they're in competition. Sometimes it seems like they can't agree on anything.
Going down. Ow, you're hurting me. Haha, beat it, marketing.
Like who your target customer is.
Cat, really? It's a dog.
A dog? Really?
Or who should get the credit for finding new customers.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
At times, it sounds like they're speaking completely different languages.
Yeah.
They should be on the same page. For the team to win, marketing must find high-quality leads and pass them to sales so they can close the deal.
That's what I'm talking about. That's it.
Marketing believes they're doing a great job at sending lots of interested leads to the sales department.
What is this? You call these leads? Come on.
But sales believes that marketing is sending them ugly prospects that are hard to handle and difficult to convert. In the end, all of this competition could leave your business looking like this.
Hello?
In order for your business to profit and grow,
We're both going up. It's fantastic. You look nice today.
marketing and sales need to get together. Like Mickey and Minnie, peas in a pod, spaghetti and meatballs.
Here comes the meatball.
So what you and your team need is some good old-fashioned sales and marketing
We're
alignment.
happy to see you.
Because when sales and marketing can work together, it means good things for your bottom line.
I love marketing.
I love sales.
Want to end the war in sales and marketing? Try Digital Marketer HQ for 14 days for free. Your new customers and raving fans will thank you.
We make such a great team.
Okay, guys, so obviously a funny video, but remember that the goal of this was to turn a glance, I'm glancing at the ad into a stare. I'm going to watch this video. If people go ahead and request the 14-day trial for HQ, great, but not a lot of people do. The goal, again, of this campaign is simply to turn a glance into a stare, to get someone to watch that video. And as you can see, we're building a custom audience, and we'll get into all of this later in the course. We built a custom audience of people of over 350,000 that watch this video, and then we retarget them with this carousel ad that furthers the customer journey, that talks a little bit more about the product that we actually want to sell. This is a great case study of how to make someone aware and then engage them with your brand, and really to start the sales conversation. Number 2, engage. So the case study here is ModCloth. The goal is engage to subscribe. The content here is a blog post. The traffic source is Facebook. And the call to action is simply sign up for ModCloth's good news and great offers. So they're trying to generate subscribers here. So we're moving from engage to subscribe. So here's a simple blog post: mix, match, and make a splash. A mod stylist gives her swimwear tips. So you see this on Facebook, you're interested in swimwear, you have now engaged, you visited their site, they have permission to follow up with you with retargeting ads, they've given you value in this post, but they're also asking you to become an email subscriber, right? So they're moving from engage to subscribe all on this blog post. So Facebook was the road here, and content, this blog post, was the vehicle. Now, we actually don't recommend asking people to sign up for, great offers. It's a little bit generic. Bonus points if the CTA that you're using on the blog post is actually relevant to the content, right? So for example, in the background is our podcast Perpetual Traffic. If you're on the show notes, you'll see a pop-up to get perpetual traffic updates directly to your inbox. So the more relevant you can make the call to action, the better. I just had to point that out, but this is still an excellent example of how to take someone from engage to subscribe. Now let's talk about subscribe. This is an example from Honest Company. The campaign goal here is to move from subscribe to convert. The content is email copy and creative. The traffic source is Google AdWords, and the call to action is exclusive offer, 25% off your first order. The canvas shows us we're moving from subscribe to convert. And here's an example. You Google buy organic diapers. You click on the Honest Company diapers. You hop over to this landing page, you connect with them on Facebook, you become a subscriber, and then you receive an email for 25% off your first order. Now, this could have just as easily been a Facebook ad offering 25% off of your first order, but it shows the sequence, it shows the timing, it shows how they built this relationship. Someone was searching diapers, they subscribed, and now they have a reason to convert 25% off of your first order. All right, let's move to the convert stage. Back to the good old people at Digital Marketer. The campaign goal is subscribe to convert. The content is a Facebook message. The traffic source is Facebook Messenger sponsored ad. And the call to action is buy your ticket to TNC while they're 50% off. So we're still in the subscribe to convert stage here. We wanted to show you another example. So again, Digital Marketer, we're building Messenger subscribers. We're building our Messenger subscriber list, which we'll talk more about here in the workshop. But because we've engaged with them, because they subscribe to us on Messenger, we can now send them these sponsored messages in their inbox. So we sent something like tickets to our 8th annual Traffic Conversion Summit, increase in price tonight at midnight. Grab yours while they're still 50% off. So this was a way to turn our subscribers, our Messenger subscribers, into buyers, ticket buyers for our Traffic and Conversion Summit event. Another great example. All right, let's move to Excite. So another case study from DM. Here's how you move someone from Excite to Engage. So keep in mind that the arrows on this value journey, they move around. So it's not always going to move forward. Sometimes they have to take a few steps back to move forward. The content is a welcome packet. Traffic source is direct mail. And the content action, the call to action is visit our Facebook group and introduce yourself with the hashtag I'm new here. So we're actually moving them from Excite down to Engage before we move back around to try to ascend them. We know that we have to engage with them a little bit for this particular product for them to ascend. And here's someone who received the packet. What a welcome surprise, totally unexpected. I received a DM Lab welcome packet in the mail, which included the DM membership card. Never have I received a welcome packet in the mail with any other memberships in the past. Well done, Ryan, total class. I'm pretty sure you just made me a member for life. So because we excited them by sending a welcome packet in the mail, this person will probably ascend and stay a member for life. Again, this isn't about direct mail. There are paid traffic campaigns on platforms like Facebook that we can use to excite them. But this helps you to understand how important it is. And here's an example of the welcome packet. It's just a simple little brochure that welcomes them to the program and gets them excited, gets them to start using the program. All right, now let's talk about Ascend. So this is a case study from 1-800-GOT-JUNK. This is one of my favorites. How do you get someone to ascend and to purchase more? So the goal is excite to ascend. The content here is a verbal script in person, H to H. The traffic source is H to H, and the call to action is just point, junk disappears. So we're trying to move them from convert through excite and ascend here. Now, what 800-GOT-JUNK does that's brilliant is they're able to excite and ascend someone really within a minute. So what happens with 1-800-GOT-JUNK is usually you have one item that you want hauled away. So say you want your couch hauled off, right? You call, they give you a price. They say, okay, it's going to be $35 for your couch for us to come haul off your couch. That's not how they're making money. That's how they get the convert stage to happen. Once they show up to your house, they actually have you as the end user point at whatever you want to disappear. So your couch, and you point and say that you want that to disappear. As soon as you point to it, the guys that are there, they pick up the couch and it immediately disappears, right? So they've essentially made you feel magical. Just point, junk disappears. That's the copy that they use in their ads. Well, when they come back in the house, they say, okay, well, what other things do you want to point at to make disappear? Because if you have a couch that you need hauled off, you probably have other junk in your house that needs to be taken away. They were able to increase their average order value to $300. So they're coming in for a $20 to $40 service, right? Again, not how they make money, but because they excite people, because they point and magically, the couch disappeared, they are able to have them point at other things that they want to disappear and increase the average order value to $300. Through simple human psychology. It's absolutely brilliant. And again, this can be done through paid ads. One of the best examples of excite and ascend that I've ever seen. Number 7, advocate. Case study, designer show warehouse. Campaign goal, advocate to excite. So we're going from advocate to excite. We're going backwards, but this is necessary sometimes. The content, email copy and creative. Traffic source, email. Call to action, write a review. So we're going from advocate to excite here. We're trying to get people to write reviews. So this is an email that you receive after you purchase shoes. It says, thank you for your recent purchase. Write a review and share your passion for shoes. It's that simple. Someone purchased and they're simply asking them to write a review. If you're not asking people to write reviews or testimonials, you're probably only getting the people that love you enough to reach out with a testimonial or review. Imagine if you actually asked people who have purchased your product to write a review. It also allows them to get excited again about your product, right? So maybe they will ascend. It reminds them of why they love you. And then the last step, promote. So this is an example from us, our Digital Marketer Lab product. The goal is to promote. The content is a referral program. The traffic source is an on-site pop-up in the members area and email. The call to action is refer a member to DM Lab and receive a $10 Amazon gift card. So our goal is to promote. And when you're logged into the program, this is a simple pop-up that appears that says, enter your email below to join our new members only referral program. For every friend or colleague you refer, you'll get a $10 Amazon gift card. Really simple. Again, this can happen inside of a traffic campaign, but we're simply incentivizing them to refer you more business, right? So we made it, right? We made it back through the value journey. And I purposely tried to use the least amount of paid traffic examples through that journey as possible, because I want you to remember that this is human to human and this can happen a lot of different ways. It's just about the journey. And in the next module, we'll be getting more specific in terms of paid traffic. But if you understand this canvas, and if you ensure that you have a marketing campaign that's feeding another marketing campaign that moves people through this journey, you will have a successful business for many, many years. Of course, in this workshop, we'll be focusing on online sources, specifically Facebook. But like I said, I wanted you to understand where traffic fits into the big picture. A marketing campaign, again, consists of content and a traffic source. There are a few videos left in this module, but just so you know what's coming, in Module 2, we will talk a lot about the traffic aspect, right? How to write your copy, creative, targeting. Russ Henneberry, our editorial director, will also show you how to create a few pieces of content to help facilitate this journey. So if you're sitting there thinking, Molly, I am so far off, I don't have any content to run traffic to, that's okay. We're not going to leave you hanging. But again, you must understand how this journey works. So if you haven't filled out that sheet yet, take a second, print it out, start to fill out any campaigns, any processes that you have in your business that facilitate any of the steps that we outlined. In the next video, we'll be talking about traffic temperature, which is really important to understand when we start to build out this traffic system and we start to set up multiple traffic campaigns that work together. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for listening.